Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. I was watching one of the Harry Potter movies with my 6-year-old this past week, and something hit me right in the face as reminding me of XRP and the way XRP is treated in the cryptocurrency community. For those of you that are familiar with Harry Potter, Lord Voldemort, I think I said that right, is he is the evil character. He's the wizard the evil wizard that everybody is so afraid of. And he's Harry Potter's, I guess, nemesis would be the word. And one thing that they say over and over throughout the Harry Potter movies is anytime Lord Voldemort's name is about to come up, they won't say his name. They say he who must not be named. And that kind of reminds me of XRP, because when we see in whether it's Coinbase or the Winklevoss twins that run Gemini, or a lot of times on CNBC, there is a constant drumbeat of that same the same type of thing with all of these different people. They will not say, in many cases, they will not say anything about Ripple. They won't say XRP. And to me, the very specific reason behind this is because they are scared to death of XRP, because they full well know that it is by a long shot the best digital asset. And so for that reason, they do not mention it, because they're invested in whether it's Ethereum or Bitcoin. But I wanted to take this time just because I had that thought pattern. And for me, I spend a lot of time screaming at the television or asking why every time I see these guys, like in the instance of Coinbase announcing that they may soon announce they may add a few current digital assets to their system, and then they end up naming digital assets that aren't even in XRP's ballpark. And so it drives me crazy, like it does many of you. So I thought that every once in a while I need to do a video where I go back and just give you a few of the obvious basic highlights of why XRP is what I would call a man among boys in the world of digital assets. And I don't think that's even a slight exaggeration. So if you look, this is CoinMarketCap, and just looking at these, it's good for me to keep this up kind of while I go through this, just so you kind of get a good idea of what we're talking about. Okay, I jotted down, and this is just a handful of the obvious things that I wrote down that were kind of off the top of my head. And it's especially good for those of you that are new to my channel and new to this to hear this, because it'll really, after you hear this list, you'll be like, why are we even talking about Bitcoin or Ethereum or Bitcoin Cash? I mean, the mere fact that Bitcoin has forks shows you an imperfection in Bitcoin's technology. You wouldn't even have forks. The reason Ripple doesn't have forks is because Ripple was created perfectly and is perfect. So anyway, first of all, I'm going to go through this list. I just want you to hear these things, because it's unbelievable. It's insulting that these other digital assets are even brought up in the same discussion as XRP. First, Ripple was established in 2012. Most of these digital assets that you see today, whether it's EOS or Cardano, most of these things came about in the last 2 or 3 years. Ripple's been around since 2012. They've got a 5 to 6 year jump on every digital asset out there, except for Bitcoin. But that's not a competition, because Bitcoin doesn't even have doesn't even have a company that's working around it to help to move it along. Bitcoin is a big disorganized mess as compared to Ripple. So it's got a 5 to 6 year jump on all of them. Ripple you can send money with Ripple in 3 to 4 seconds. Ripple moves, XRP that is, moves that fast. And I'm going to try to be really conscientious about saying XRP. We're talking about XRP and Ripple, but I'll make sure to try to be specific. XRP moves in 3 to 4 seconds. That's their transaction time. Bitcoin takes anywhere from 10 minutes to 2 hours. And I encourage you, especially those of you that are new to this, if you have never sent Bitcoin versus XRP through the internet, if you have never done that send and seen it happen, do not talk to me about being an investor in Bitcoin and being all in on Bitcoin until you have sent both of them. Because people can say till they're blue in the face that Bitcoin is just a great store of value. Well, BS. Where would you rather store your $1 million? In a digital asset that could take up to 2 hours to send, or a digital asset such as XRP that can send in 3 to 4 seconds? I would say XRP is 1,000 times better store of value for that reason alone. Okay, next. How many transactions per second? XRP is 1,500 transactions per second. Ethereum is 16 and Bitcoin is 32. No brainer. Cost per transaction, it costs 0.0004. That's dollars to send XRP. It costs $28.23 for Bitcoin per transaction. Ethereum, it costs 96 cents per transaction, not even on the same field. XRP is the only digital asset that has a specific use case that is currently being implemented as we speak. XRP is the only digital asset that is associated with an actual product. XRapid is Ripple's product that actually uses XRP for liquidity. No other digital asset, none of them, have an actual product that's being worked on and implemented that's associated with the digital asset. None of them. SBI Holdings owns 10.5% of Ripple. SBI Holdings formed the Japanese bank consortium, which controls 80% of the Japanese banking system, which all of this is what XRP's use case is involved in. They have got the perfect strategy to take on an entire market in Japan, and they're implementing it right now. I'm going through my list here. Ripple has been working hand in hand with governments for the last at least 2 years that we know of, and probably longer than that. Name for me another digital asset who has had very smart and connected people who have been intentionally going out of their way to go and work with the governments of the world to make sure that they are checking all of the regulatory boxes. Ripple is the only company. Ripple has hired top talent, which includes Harvard graduates, Wharton graduates, Stanford graduates. Go look at their website. Don't take my word for it. You wouldn't even believe the resumes of the people that are working for Ripple and on their board. Ripple has hired and has on its board well-connected people. We're talking advisors to presidents. There's a guy on there who's an advisor to Bill Clinton when he was president. We have people on Ripple's staff who worked for Swift, which is the direct competitor that Ripple is trying to unseat and will eventually unseat. Ripple is working. It is the only digital asset that has even a portion. I mean, the number of banks and central banks and payment processors that Ripple is in the process of working with There's nobody even close. I hear occasionally, I laugh occasionally because I hear Stellar. Oh, is Stellar a threat? Stellar doesn't even have a tiny percentage of the deals that Ripple has. They're not even, they don't even, again, they don't even belong on the same field. Ripple has the Codius platform, which will compete directly with Ethereum. Now, I'm fixing to hit many of you with something you may not have even seen yet, but this is I would compare it to an earthquake out at sea, and the water is in the process of receding, and then there's a tidal wave that's coming. And a lot of you, even you Ripple fans out there and XRP fans, may not know about this. I received an email this past week. This is the first live example, and I'm not, by the way, I want to be very clear. These people are not paying me. They have no idea I'm fixing to show you this. These people offered to, they wanted to talk to, they didn't offer me money, but I could tell that's kind of, they were asking me if I could help promote what they're doing or whatever. I get those kind of emails all the time, and I don't do any of that. I've never done any of it. But I'm bringing this up because I want you to understand that Codius is happening. Codius is the smart contract platform for XRP, and it is in motion. And this is an actual company that is using XRP's platform, this casino coin. I'm looking right now in their frequently asked questions, and it says, what is Ripple? Ripple's a payment processor that utilizes blockchain, allowing users to send money globally and instantly, reliably, cost effectively. Casino coin is utilizing Ripple's source code as a basis for our blockchain. In other words, for those of you that have been familiar with Ethereum, when Ethereum came out, once people realized that new companies could come and they could create their own digital assets and be built on the Ethereum platform, the price of Ethereum naturally went crazy. Once people realized that this is the beginning and this is starting to happen with XRP as well, and in my opinion, this will be a better product than Ethereum. And that's on top of everything else that Ripple is doing as a company and all the other great things that I'm bringing up right now. It is going to be huge. All right. Ripple has a blockchain initiative to spur innovation at universities. I mentioned this yesterday. Ripple has covered every single base that would be the perfect organization to be built. They've given $50 million to all of these universities across the world to innovate with the blockchain, and you know that involves specific to XRP. Ripple has also created X-Spring to create more innovation and around the XRP ecosystem. That is, X-Spring is like their own little incubator to hatch new startups that are built around the XRP ecosystem. Huge. Ripple is backed by some of the largest venture capital firms in the world, including Google Ventures. Go look at Ripple's website. I've told you this many times. Go look at their website. These are just three. I'm going to name three of the literally hundreds of companies, banks, payment processors, central bank. They're working with the Central Bank of Saudi Arabia, American Express, Bank of America, MoneyGram. The names in Ripple's list of clients and potential clients that they're talking to right now, there's nobody even in this sphere. I mean, we shouldn't even be talking about these other digital assets. It's not a conversation. Ripple has over 200 smart, educated people who wake up every single morning to make the XRP ecosystem better. Now, think about this for a minute, and this is what I tell my friends who, they're like, whoa, well, XRP or Bitcoin, I don't really know which one to invest in. I tell people, okay, let's say you go out and you buy Bitcoin. Well, tomorrow morning, you may wake up and there may be news that Bitcoin is up like it is today. It's up 5.94%. Or so-and-so may use Bitcoin with their company for payments, this type of thing. But what you will not do, you could read the same type articles about XRP. But in addition to that, if you are an XRP holder, every morning could be the morning that your CEO makes an announcement of something huge or some huge partnership, because as an XRP holder, you actually have people that are getting up every morning that are working to promote XRP and where it's going. That is a huge difference between like a Bitcoin. Bitcoin was just put out there. Satoshi Nakamoto or whatever his name was, this guy could have been in his bathrobe and put it out there, and it's just there. But there is no structure. It's like a ship that's floating out in the ocean without a sail or without any kind of plan. It's there. It's got people that invest in it, but it doesn't have a leader at the helm. There's nobody that wakes up every morning and says, today I'm going to go out and we're going to do some great things to drive the price of Bitcoin up. The final thing I'll mention, and again, I could give you another 100 things. These are just the ones I came up with today. Ripple is led by a competent, experienced CEO with a clear vision for the future and the future of XRP. Brad Garlinghouse he worked at Yahoo. He's worked at all kinds of big companies. He's a Harvard MBA graduate. This guy's sharp, and he presents himself well. He's a great representative for Ripple and to help XRP along. And he's going to be doing an in-person interview with me one day, whether he realizes it or not. And I'll talk more about that later. Well, anyway, I think that that I've given you some really good points. I wanted, more than anything, I wanted the people who are fairly new to this and fairly new to my channel to hear this, because every once in a while I need to go. A lot of times I'll do videos and I will speak about XRP being the best, but every once in a while I want to go back and give you the laundry list of all of the reasons why, as I said before, all the reasons why XRP is a man among boys in the world of digital assets. All of these other digital assets are babies, and they don't necessarily have a leader who we know is going to help to drive them to the kind of heights that XRP is going to. Ripple has a plan. These guys have a plan, and they've got a lot of brilliant people that are helping to implement the plan. So anyway, all right. Well, I am not an investment advisor. I'm the digital asset investor. If you guys would, please subscribe and hit the like button. And if you have not gotten your Ledger Nano S, which is a hard wallet that you can store your digital assets in cold storage offline to keep them safe, go into the description of all my videos have it. You can get a link and it takes you straight to Ledger, the company, and you can buy one the safe way through that link, and then you will be able to sleep a lot better. And you can also get your cryptocurrency gear in my description underneath the video as well. There's a 10% discount with free worldwide shipping. Thank you guys for watching.